May find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are now listening to Nonsense at its Finest live from Cypress, Texas. This is Bar Top Banter with your two hosts, Josh Roach and Keith Smith. Good morning and happy Sunday fun day from the great state of Texas. This is Bar Top Banter episode 1. I'm one of your hosts, Josh Roach, with my main man, Keith Smith, to my left. We got Aaron Chick Bang Boom behind the scenes, making sure we look handsome and beautiful and making sure people are dropping in our DMs because we're looking so good. That being said, episode 1 is sponsored by none other than 9 Banded Whiskey. This amazing whiskey is out of Austin, Texas. It is comparable to Garrison Brothers or any other delicious whiskey out there for a fraction of the price. All of our listeners, go out there. Go to your local liquor store tomorrow because it's Sunday. You can't go today because we have the dumb law where it's closed. But go out there, buy a bottle, put it on our Facebook, Instagram, and tag 9 Banded Whiskey. You support them, they're going to keep supporting us. And today we're giving away a free bottle to you guys. So, again, 9 Banded Whiskey. Make sure you go out there, support them. Keith Smith, episode 1. How we feeling, bud?
Good morning, homie. It is quite the day for us. I'm super excited. Popping our podcast cherry is how I have titled this. I'm ready to rock and roll because... as we get into this, my wife told me to shave my ear hairs, but I'm wearing headphones. Nobody can see my ear hairs, and tough shit on them.
There you go. I mean, I think you're beautiful. You are just a handsome-looking... And I respect the shirt. Is that Goose?
It's funny you say that. This was $7.88 at Walmart. And in my comparison, this is us. We are Top Gun. My buddy Roach is like Maverick.
Oh, I'm handsome.
Yeah, not just handsome. Single, looking good.
Single.
Hold on. Single, younger. Working on it, but I'm the old married man, like my Goose, kind of, playing my piano, having some fun. But yeah, Maverick's my man, Roach, and we got this going on. So talk to me.
Yeah, man. This podcast kind of came out of nowhere. It took a lot of heart, soul, and time to do this. We
15 minutes. That's how much time it took to get this stupid thing started.
That's a Rona cough. I apologize. Yeah, me and Keith were kind of the little background on how this podcast started. We were just sitting on the T-line, and me and Keith don't work very much together on the same floor.
Sad day.
And within 10 minutes, everyone said we were hilarious and we should have a podcast. And it was Kyle and Heather.
Yeah, we've been funny for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this
is just something new for somebody wanting to vocalize us and get us out there because I need to be rich. I need some John Cena-type followers. 44 million. Start pushing that like button. Start following me. We're
kind of like DDP. He got in the wrestling game late. We're getting in the podcast game late. But I think a couple world championships, maybe old Dave. Hey, Portnoy, I know you're out there. You're the man. We love Barstool.
Barstool. Top.
We're the same.
I see the connection.
I mean, we need a Barstool Houston. So, hey, we're here. Give us a shout.
And actually, right now, our studio looks better than their Chicago studio.
Yeah. It's about the same size, though.
Yeah.
It may look better, but it's about the same size.
Hey, regardless, we're close to $1 trillion company. We're getting there.
So a little bit about us also, background-wise. We're in the hospitality industry. We have a great time every single day. Keith, how do we meet? How do we meet?
Oh, Lord. So let's just say that Roach got hired as a favor. It wasn't even he got out of the military. He needed a job. So I decided to give him a benefit of the doubt. Turned out to be one of the worst mistakes in my life to start off our relationship with. But that being said, This man turned into an amazing human being. We can go all day long about how he sucked ass. If it wasn't for his personality and work ethic, he'd probably still be bartending at some dive bar.
I don't know if a dive bar would have hired me at that point.
They would have. You got the good looks and the personality. You'd be banging whores. Like back in the day, Nudie Wednesdays.
Hey, let's Kylie, that's not true. That's all lies. None of that happened. That was evil, Josh. And I killed him.
I'm beyond that. My wife just smiles and nods now. She shakes her head, rolls her eyes. I say what I want.
My favorite story about just me and you, and it's awesome because we talk to our staff about it now and our associates and let them know what's going on.
Regularly.
Is long day, very, very much not so much PC in the mid and late 2000s. But
times have changed.
Keith basically he was in the weeds, I was in the weeds, everyone's in the weeds, and misunderstanding. And he told me never to come back to his restaurant and get the hell out of here. That was the choice words there. Yeah,
I
kept it a little clean. And I didn't sign anything, and I'd never been fired before, so I just showed back up. And after that, he became an outstanding mentor, great friend. And to celebrate this episode, we're going to have some crawfish today.
Damn Skippy.
That's at Biggins, right?
This is Sunday, Biggins out in Katy. Yes, good crawfish, good size right now. Going to celebrate with our Asian Ho Chi Minh buddy back here. We have a good old time. How's that whiskey?
9 Bandit, it is delicious, and hopefully I make it to crawfish. That being said, 15 minutes, we had an idea for a podcast. We had our social media set up, and this was supposed to happen a lot sooner, but the Ronas, man. The Ronas came up and bit us in the ass and put us down for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not saying names. She's going to know who she is when she finally does hear this. One of our friends gave this to my wife, who gave it to me, who gave it to our friends. I gave it to Roach. This was just crappy, and I blame her.
You gave it to me, and it was 13 days of misery. Like, I'd have some of my friends that were like, what's it like? And I was like, hell. I felt like I was burning. After day 7, I was pretty sure that was it. I was planning my tomb, and I came to the realization that, after you'd have 8 or 9 hours of just death feeling, and I was like, man, this is the worst. But then you have 2 or 3 hours of feeling good, and I'm like, oh, I'm hitting that hump. I was never hitting a hump. Corona was so tired of beating the hell out of me every day and whooping my ass, it needed a break. It was looking for a sub. It was like, hey, come sub me out. I've ravished Josh's body enough today. He can't breathe. He can't get off the couch, and he can't taste anything, and everything that he can taste tastes rotten. I'll take a break. So then I felt good, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to come back to work. 10 o'clock, he jumped back in the game and just dunked all over me and ravished me for another 7 days.
Yeah, man, Rona's ugly. Absolutely ugly. I don't like being sick. I don't like people around me being sick. It actually pisses me off. When my wife gets sick, I have no empathy, whatever they call that word. We have a problem with that one. I have no empathy. You start coughing in front of me, I tell you to shut the hell up. I don't like it. This is the first time I had to have empathy for my wife.
Yeah.
She was miserable.
And I mean, I love my wife with all my heart, and she loves me. But after 9-10 days on the couch, like you felt like you were in jail. You felt like you were never going to leave. It reminds me of a little clip.
Fucking prison on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
And that's all true. That's how it felt. And I was like, I'm never going to leave this couch.
Not going to lie. Camel dicks never once came into my mind. All of Rona.
That's because you didn't have the Rona that I had. The bad Rona. You had the 75%. Me and Sarah, she was probably thinking of the camel because it was so bad because your mind was going crazy. My boss, Dennis, we had conversations. Don't remember them. I don't remember them. And that just shows you how bad this can really be and how some of the precautions you need to take. And I was, a mask wearing different things, but I had a concert during a pandemic in my backyard. So that shows you the precautions I kind of took. Shout out to the Chad Cook band. They're amazing.
Go Chad Cook.
Yeah. Great band, man. You got to listen to them. Episode coming up. Texas Country.
Wasn't there a concert?
What? We got an Amber Alert. We got an Amber Alert.
Oh my God. Is Chad Cook lost?
It's going to be Alejandra Castillo in Waco. So check local media. Make sure everything is okay.
Hey, everybody keep your eyes out for Alejandra. Just in case. I hear she's missing.
That being said.
Bad joke.
That was a horror.
But funny as hell. I'm not going to lie.
Listeners have went from 750 to 2.
I'll be honest. There's a reason I turned off Amber Alerts. I just don't care about lost children. I don't. What are the odds of me finding one?
Well, I mean, that's true.
Slim to none.
That's true, but
hey,
you still
there's
got to do your part.
A yellow Toyota Tercel driving down I-10 somewhere in this country, coast to coast, and Alejandra's in it.
Oh, dear God.
Oops. Sorry, Alejandra. Good luck.
Hey, good news. Getting text messages from Dennis. We've missed our 100,000 goal by $500.
Oh, my phone's probably ringing over there, and I could care less.
Yeah, you know why I care less? Because it's Sunday Fun Day, podcast number 1, Bar Top Banter.
Crawfish, Asians.
Crawfish. My big thing is who gave you the Ronas? I think we need a name. This is going out to our listeners. They need to know at least initials.
Okay. It rhymes with Schmabby. That's a first name, okay? Rhymes with Schmabby. That's all I'm going to say. Because she's the one that made me get runs out of my butthole.
Is this the same lady that was golfing?
'Twas.
Hey.
And I hooked her up with Topgolf afterwards.
Man, that's a good friend because you ruined a couple of weeks. I'd use PTO because of you, lady.
Exactly. 70 hours.
My PTO is negative. Not negative, that's a lie, but I do have to take away some of my vacation because of you. So you remember that. You owe me. I expect a Christmas card and a present.
Yeah, take that, Schmabby. That's just horrible.
All right, so now you know a little bit about the lovely Keith and Josh, our little background. Today's episode is going to be about the lovely love-hate relationship that me and Keith have. Did I just mispronounce your name? That's called Keith. But me and Keith have about the Rangers and the Astros.
Yeah.
Astros have obviously had the Rangers number the last several years, going to some World Series and some playoffs. Did lose Springer. What's your thoughts on Houston Astro baseball this year?
Hold on. Before we get to the Springer topic, I'm just going to kind of flash back to when you were a Rangers fan and running around the bar in your Schmedium T-shirts. Dude.
That was an emo phase. It happened.
Man, I'm still having bad flashbacks. Like, it kind of makes me gag a little bit in my mouth. But those were the days.
Don't you get mad because you couldn't fit in a Schmedium and I could, and my hair looked good.
I couldn't fit in a Schmedium in high school. Okay? I was not a Schmedium guy. I've always had to buy the Bugle Boy jeans with the bigger waist and my thighs fit.
Oh, at Marvin's, California?
No. Target, Minneapolis.
Those
were the days.
Because you were a Yankee, a Midwest Yankee,
yeah.
And moved to Houston, and now you're an Astros fan because I see the hat.
Yeah, the hat. I was going to wear the jersey today, but I kind of had to go back to that whole Maverick and Goose thing with my Walmart T-shirt. I live at Walmart. They have the best selection of Keith's wardrobe.
Well, it's true. You're the same shit for the last 12 years that I've known you. You're a little bit more knowledgeable in baseball side than I am. Going from the Twins and Kirby Puckett and being a huge fan there, and that'll be another topic because I want to keep your mindset on the Astros.
R.I.P. Kirby. I'm doing the Catholic thing right now that I don't know what it stands for.
That being said, how do you feel about your season? And just kind of explain your love for the Astros and why.
Hey, man, it's not just love for the Astros. It's love for baseball. It's something I grew up with. Moving to Houston, the Astros are my team. Watched them suck, ball sack for years. Astrodome, playing slapdick on the Jumbotron with my buddies. Yelling at Doug Wiener, third baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates, starting to chant, Wiener, Wiener. It kind of seemed like it was the first time he heard it, but I don't think he did. Astros, awesome. Just my life, my kids, my son's name, catcher, it all fits. It's what we do.
And it's funny you say that. Obviously, you mentioned earlier Ranger stuff and things like that. I was kind of in the same boat, man. My first game ever as a Ranger fan, ever. I was a sophomore in high school, and I was with my buddy Sam Freeze, his little brother Richard Freeze, and his buddy Hunter Knox. And back then, we were horrible. We had the best player in baseball, arguably, being A-Rod, winning the MVP, but the team only winning 40 games. So we drive from the little town of Glenrose up to Arlington for my very first game, and we're the nosebleeds because there's maybe 9,000 people in the stadium because we're that bad. Buy your nosebleed seats, sneak down to the first few rows. And I don't even know if I've ever told you this story, so this might be a first time of something we've never talked about.
Let's hear it.
It's the seventh inning. A-Rod's up to – or no, I'm sorry. That's when I got somewhere else. The fourth inning, A-Rod's up to bat. He has 39 home runs. The record is 39 home runs for a shortstop.
Wait, which year of this contract was it?
This is about the time that the entire Rangers nation was about saying we need to figure out what the hell's wrong with this team because ain't no one going to the games and no one caring.
The George Bush days.
The George Bush days, yes, probably. I like George Bush, but yes, that's about the time. And me and my buddy Sam and his brother Rolly and his friend Hunter, we go to the bleacher seats, and A-Rod's up to bat, and you just hear a pop. And it's my first game, and I'm super excited, and you just see this fly ball coming to dead center. So I take off running. Like, it's going to be a home run for sure. Sam's running, so it's like me and him neck and neck. Sam trips, but there's a kid, like, right behind him. So then Sam sticks out his leg and trips that kid. And this little 12-year-old, and we're sophomores, just
man, Sam.
He just eats shit and is bleeding out of his nose. And I got A-Rod's record-breaking 40th home run ball. So after that point, interview by everybody, took him to this little small room, smaller than this studio, trying to get the ball back. And I'm 15 years old. So I'm like trading it for a Nolan Ryan, a Pudge, and go behind home plate seats kind of thing. I'm on the way home where I'm clear mind and I'm a new TV star. I should have asked for some damn money. I should have asked for like $25,000.
You have no idea what those balls go for now.
And the thing that even made it crazier is that ball went to Cooperstown, but then it got taken away because that was a steroid A-Rod ball. So
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
that's a whole nother conversation right there.
Hey, I'm just saying The rules are one thing. The way that Cooperstown looks at things are another thing. But that was the day where I was officially like, okay, I'm a Rangers fan through and through.
Those are the stories that really get me going. Baseball, youth. Man, I went to Arlington one time. I had no interest in going to a Rangers game. I went up there to see Seattle play. Griffey Jr.
The kid.
Kyle.
Not
Kyle. No, don't even start.
Hold on. Kyle Davis. The kid is Ken Griffey Jr., and if you don't know that, you need a history lesson in baseball.
Thank you, Kyle. The second you hear this, I need you to text me that you are not the kid. Moving forward, not the kid. But, yeah, we went to Arlington. Saw Griffey Jr. play. One of my great childhood idols. Saw that stroke. Saw him hit a dong. It was quite the afternoon. Sitting in the nosebleeds of all things.
And that's a swing that is probably the most pure swing in my lifetime I've ever seen in baseball.
Agreed. I've seen a lot. You got the Gwynns, you got the Pucketts, you got the Younts, George Brett. Man, I could go on all day again. Baseball's the shit. Plain and simple. You're not going to get a lot of other conversations out of me. We can talk football, Houston local sports, whatever that Mexican ping pong is. We just saw the stadium yesterday.
Hey, that is soccer, and it is amazing.
Soccer, blocker. Not a fan. Saw pitch 25 downtown.
See, and that's
I'll
where
stay away.
That's where you just got to change your mindset because soccer is far more popular worldwide than baseball. But I see what you're saying. I get the tempo's a little slower.
You know what else is really popular? NASCAR.
But NASCAR is not nearly as popular as soccer, so don't even try to go there. And I would argue to say
I see more Dale Earnhardt shirts than I do Ronald McDonald, whatever that guy's name is.
Well, that's because we're in Texas. In Minneapolis.
So soccer has more teeth.
Soccer definitely has more teeth in our yes. I'm going to stop there to end the conversation of soccer, but yes,
all right, cool.
That is more popular.
But back to the baseball topic. Yankees suck. You're going to get that a lot from me.
Hey, I'm with you. They were our kryptonite because you talk about sucking and being good. You had Ranger fans that had no hope for so many years. People going to see Nolan Ryan throw his no-hitters and still be awful. But then the 90s happened, and Julio Franco, Rafi, Gonzalez, Rusty Greer, all those guys showed up, and we kept winning the division but just couldn't get past the Yankees. So I had this amazing hate for the Yankees as well. And then we strike out A-Rod to go to our first World Series, and that just kind of that was the big, even though they have so many World Series they can count on fingers and toes.
27.
And we basically were the Buffalo Bills for a few years. Like, we were going to championships and just couldn't close the deal.
I remember the Buffalo Bills in the 92 Super Bowl against the Redskins.
Your heart goes out to the Bills. Going to 4 Super Bowls, which is unheard of, and you just couldn't finish. But
yeah, I was there in Minneapolis in 92. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That was a little something else. But, yeah,
but we're talking about baseball and the love for baseball. A couple things off the statistics of baseball. We'll talk about statistics and the calls that made our hair stand up for our respective teams.
What about Josh Hamilton?
If I close my eyes and when I go to bed at night and I get in the DeLorean with Doc Brown and go in the past.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yes, I hit the 1.21 gigawatts at 88 miles an hour. In my head, in the 10th inning, Josh Hamilton still won the Texas Rangers the World Series with 2-run bang.
If only he could have hit that many home runs like he did in the home run derby in Yankee Stadium.
I'm anti-home run derby just because I think it messes with people's swing, and not that it affected his whole swing, but his stats obviously went down. But without Josh Hamilton,
hold on, that was the cocaine.
No,
that had nothing to do with home run derby.
Hey, cocaine didn't happen until after he left and went to L.A. because that is California, and we all know about California. If we have any California listeners, which we probably don't,
we will.
Y'all stay there. Don't come to Texas. The taxes are better. Everything's better. But y'all are trying to make us California, and then we're going to have homeless people taking dumps in streets and heroin needles everywhere.
Yeah, we don't need your hippie shit here.
But going back to baseball, I think there is a problem in the overall viewership. The baseball is the pastime. That's what we always say. But obviously football is number one. And it's getting to an argument that basketball is overtaking it. As if you're the commissioner right now, they're putting you in charge. What are you doing to get viewership, the love of the game, and everything back to where I would say it was because I think in the mid-'90s it was football and baseball were pretty close with NBA being a distant third. And you talk about now, and I think, in my opinion, what I see on TV and just excitement, that baseball is kind of going to a distant third, in just my opinion.
Man, to be honest with you, baseball has fallen off. Sadly, they're changing rules. They're going Little League style.
Yeah.
And I get it, Corona, quarantine, got to get the game moving, but the game's not a fast-paced game.
Not at all.
This is a thought process. You're talking to a man who was a catcher, was a pitcher. My son's a catcher, is a pitcher. I live and breathe what we do. If I'm not here with you at work, I'm on the ball field. And
So are you saying you're thought process oriented? Like, so you like chess and stuff?
chess sucks.
Well, I mean that's a big. So you should like soccer because it's
Why don't
always
we just
going.
put on Amber Alert for Bobby Fischer? Okay, maybe we find that kid.
Great movie. That's my guilty pleasure. I love Bobby Fischer. That is a great movie.
Man, I can't do chess. There's a bunch of pawns and chucks and knucks and Norrises and all that stuff, man. That's not my thing. They need to quit changing the rules. They need to quit fucking with the game. It needs to stay classic.
Yeah.
Instant replay, fine. Make the right calls. Make sure the game's right. Don't be messing with it too much.
Yeah.
Adding stats, launch angle. Who cares?
Yeah.
Where the ball comes off the bat. Did it go over? Tony Gwynn didn't have launch angle.
Arguably the best hitter that ever played. Not purist, but the best hitter in the game.
And
ever.
I'll be honest, I just had a conversation, not calling out names. Bo Porter, former Astros manager, a friend of mine. My son goes to his camps. He told me, and the whole crew of kids, he had a conversation with Tony Gwynn one time, and he's like, Tony, what happened last season? You only batted 380. And he said, Tony Gwynn, he goes, Coach, I look back, I could hit 400. Every at-bat, I watched every at-bat that season. I went back, looked at them all. Guess what? The ones I didn't hit right, the ones I missed, I was not ready in the box. I wasn't mentally prepared. This is where baseball goes to a thought process. Tony Gwynn was not in shape.
Not at all.
Tony Gwynn looks like me.
I'd say he's a little more handsome, but
I'd
similar.
say his pigmentation is a little bit darker, but cool cat. Love that guy. Anyways, he hit like a champ.
Aaron is
You're being beckoned.
he's beckoning us. What's up? You can talk out loud. Are you kidding me? So we work in a hillbilly atmosphere, and our camera guy is letting us know 21 minutes-ish into this podcast that his camera is about to die. So
This is going on Spotify then.
this is basically great. Hey, camera guy, did you know that your camera would die in 22 minutes? 24 minutes. So that being said, did you know it was going to die so rapidly? Did you not charge it after your last excursion? Good God. So we're looking for camera guys.
My favorite Asian in the world just jacked up.
I'm confused. Speechless.
So we're gonna get a 45-minute episode online today.
I'm speechless.
That's cool. Let's do it.
This is
This is the best 45-minute content you're ever gonna hear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is how you treat talent, but it's embarrassing. It's little Asian Chris Farley over here is ruining everything.
He did have a sweet belly over there twerking earlier.
So again, going back to baseball, you're more statistics. You know a lot more about the game. For me, the thing that I've always loved about baseball is it being honestly just out in the elements. I always thought that was great. I never personally liked the Astros stadium because it was enclosed, and 90% of the time it's enclosed because Houston's hot.
Hot as balls.
Yeah, very humid, hot, and just
you don't play basketball in the heat, buddy.
Well, if you're good, you do. You want to get better.
You're just sweaty.
Oh, sweaty for sure. But the acoustics were never, in my opinion, very good. Nothing was great about it. Just in my opinion, going to the games and going to the ballpark in Arlington, being outside, having those elements, it just made baseball feel like baseball. That was what the difference between, especially basketball, was, because obviously basketball is inside. But just being outside was great for baseball. But you see too many teams going to these domes, including my Rangers. We look like we are playing in an IKEA-bought stadium. Now, I've never been there because COVID happened, and I haven't had a chance to go. But you just look at the renderings and the inside, and I love you, Texas Rangers. You are my team, and I will go to the grave loving you. But that stadium looks just unfinished, no charisma, no characteristics, and it just befuddles me. And it's basically minus that upper deck in the outfield. It looks like
the inside of Minute Maid.
It looks like Minute Maid. I mean, I know in the 2000s we were crushing balls in Minute Maid. Maybe we wanted to try to do the same thing and try to figure out how to get back to the playoffs. But that's the kind of things that turns me away from baseball.
Well, that's the bad thing that you got Joey Gallo. If he's left-handed, that left field deck doesn't matter. The outside looks like a Home Depot. It's not just an IKEA-built Swedish meatball factory. But you can't bang on your team. This is where the problem is. People look into the stadiums, watch the game, enjoy the game. There is so much that goes into it that goes beyond the stadium.
But baseball is a lot more of a romantic.
Okay, Moneyball.
Is that in Moneyball?
That's in Moneyball.
But
how can you not be romantic about this?
But yeah, no, but it's a romantic, nostalgic feeling when you go to a baseball game.
It is.
And you don't get that feeling at a football, at a basketball game. It's just not there. Dude, because it is what it is.
It's not. We're gonna interrupt. We're gonna start a story. The day Minute Maid opened, first official opening day game. You're gonna learn. My buddy Larry. We drank a few too many Coronas, a few too many 40s, driving an old Jeep Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the game, drunk on Picos, Everclear margaritas. We walk in, and I was not married to Sarah at this point.
So I assume for that story, that's a good purpose.
Correct. Yeah. Here's where the tears come. Walked in.
Oh, I do know this story. Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
They couldn't find me. I walked away. I disappeared. They're like, oh, shit, Keith's gone. We don't know what he's going to do. Young Keith. Anyways, I was standing on the concourse behind home plate crying.
You're just so happy.
I was so happy to be there, and I told Sarah, I was like, we're getting married here.
But did you get married there?
Did not. You know who did?
I do know who did, but you tell me.
So that buddy right there, Larry, got married there in the clubhouse. That was quite the experience.
I can imagine you were just, even though it wasn't your wedding, I could just imagine how excited you were to be there for a wedding. Did you do the sermon?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I was in the wedding. I was a groomsman.
Oh, that's good.
So still a big part of the wedding overall, man. But it's not just baseball; it's sports.
Yeah,
sports is romantic. Sports has something. It's like that song, the song you lost your virginity to. You never lose in your head. It's always there.
Taking Back Sunday, cute without the E. Not the best one to do that, but it was my song. Quick shout out again, 9 Banded Whiskey. Go buy it. Go buy it. I'm a couple down. We need to make sure you're supporting these guys.
Let's break up the virginity talk.
Yeah, we want. I don't know if my Aunt Jan, my Uncle Kenneth, and my dad need to know about that deep in my life. Love y'all. But, 9 Banded Whiskey.
Hey, Milli Vanilli. Blame it on the rain, baby.
Cheers. That being said,
do
you have... you're an Astros fan now. I know you still have your support and love in your heart for the Twins.
Absolutely.
But what is your favorite call? The call that really you were either at the game or watching it on TV that were like where your hair stood up and your mind was just.
So there's two.
Okay.
And I know where you're heading.
Okay.
So
if I was an Astros fan, there's only one call that I can imagine being the call.
We're going to have this conversation all day. Cheaters. Screw
yeah.
you.
Y'all
Screw
are
you.
You're banging on a trash can just like Doug Funny in the show Doug, Nickelodeon.
I'll bang on it all day long. Just because you know what's coming doesn't mean you know how to hit it.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Look at Bonds, baby, knocking him over, and he would just run. He would just run, and they're like, "Are you taking steroids?" He's like,
"Yep."
No comment.
Nope, you don't have to comment. He's got 700 home runs. That being said, the Altuve home run.
I can.
We can go back to. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Joe Buck.
That who is? It's like Angel Hernandez and Joe Buck are the most hated people in.
My two teams, Twins back in the day, '87. We'll pull that clip up later. But now it's the Chapman, big smirk on his face, watching that slider get roped to end the game.
Oh, his face was just iconic. It was I threw the wrong pitch and.
Altuve has just sent the Astros to the World Series.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
I remember just.
Can you see that on Spotify? I got goosebumps, homie.
I remember watching that. That for being not an Astros fan, I remember hearing that and be like, A, what a clutch performance. B, why wouldn't he take off his shirt? And that's where I'm gonna stay. You can say his wife and he didn't want blah blah blah. Instagram, Altuve is a handsome man. He's got a body I would dream of. Altuve, if you hear this, I need your workout plan because you're a handsome man. But saying you don't want to take your shirt off after you hit that home run, and Aaron has lifted up his shirt, and he does not look like Altuve.
Not at all.
But saying, I don't, for my wife and stuff, you on Instagram, bro. You got a six-pack that every man would dream of, especially Goose over here. Come on. That was a little fishy.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm not going to say anything. He hit the ball. He hit a slider.
No, he didn't just hit it.
He crushed it.
He crushed it.
Chapman left it high. It hung. It did not spin. That was not a good pitch.
Oh,
Plain and simple, not a good pitch. My cripple ass could probably hit that out right now.
I don't know.
Shut up.
When you have a stroke, I don't know if you could hit a professional slider, but maybe.
You want to get personal now? I had a stroke.
Yes, Keith had a stroke, and
I got a handicap sticker in my truck.
Again, I'll never forget. I didn't know, and I get my boss telling me that, hey, he's okay, but Keith had a stroke, and I'm just staring and going, okay? A stroke is not okay. There's nothing about this that he can do is okay.
So I'm going to use that for the rest of my life as an excuse.
It's great. It works at work every time.
It really does.
Someone says something and you talk about a stroke.
Hey, there's 100 names on the list. I don't feel good. Hey, go take a rest.
Yeah,
I had a stroke.
You had a stroke.
Yeah, time to go take a rest.
I mean, but that hit is for ingrained in my man, because living in Houston, I want the Astros to do well because all my friends are Astros fans, so I want them to be happy with how everything's going. The only time I ever was just kind of like head down.
Tail between your legs.
When you win the World Series. And it wasn't necessarily about the comments that I was going to get. I remember being in my apartment with Kylie and not being Astros fans. We weren't watching the game. I think we were watching.
Poser.
Yeah. Oh, no, there ain't no poser. There's no love there. I mean, I'm not a fan. But I remember watching a movie, and my whole apartment complex went crazy. I paused the movie. I looked at Kylie, and I go, the fucking Astros just won the World Series before us. I've got to go to work tomorrow and deal with this. That was my initial thought. It wasn't anything else. It's like, I've got to go deal with Keith Smith and Carl Jones tomorrow at noon, and this is going to be a disaster.
It's never been that bad. I think our banter, per se, is exactly what we need. That's what makes our friendship great. We are friends first and baseball haters last.
Yeah, but you always supported me when the Rangers were in the World Series. I remember that I was able to. We were doing some sketchy things through the IRS, so you could give me more hours. We were just deleting hours so I could make more money at.
He's joking.
No,
IRS.
Yeah, that was make believe. I'm so sorry. But yeah, he was deleting hours so I could make more money to go to the World Series because I went to both Rangers World Series, and every game I've ever been at, they've never lost. But he made sure I was taken care of. He would let me work in certain sections where there was a TV, and I got to experience it. And you're talking about your call. I think my call definitely was the second time we went to the World Series, because the first time you're kind of like, it might be a flash in the pan. You don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
But that game, we had dominated the Tigers the whole game. It was never close. So you knew in your heart of hearts that you were going to the World Series. It wasn't
But it also sucks you know the end result.
Kinda.
Because
it's not like the Altuve, like it's a different form of excitement.
Absolutely.
Because it's a home run to walk off, and that's the game. With this one, you're just whooping Detroit's ass so bad. It's a constant celebration. There is no nervousness, and it's just, we're going to the World Series. But that fly ball, you knew the fly ball happened, and you're like, we're going to the World Series.
Let's hear it.
In the air, shallow right. The Texas Rangers win the pennant. Second consecutive year.
And that'll always be in my mind. That one, I mean, the A-Rod one was good because we're striking out A-Rod, but going back to back, it was just, I remember that time I went to your office and like, Keith, I need to work like 14 days in a row just so I can make enough money for these tickets.
Dude, but that's the thing. That is baseball. And that gave me goosebumps too. It doesn't have to be the Astros. It doesn't have to be your team.
Yeah.
That's what makes it special. That's what makes baseball fucking awesome. Plain and simple. That's what I'm raising my kids, my kids that I coach, raising them to love this game.
And for me, again, like I talk about the problems and different things I see in baseball and how it is ran compared to different sports. I love basketball because that's what I grew up playing. I would much rather go to a baseball game than a basketball game. And NFL football, just throw that out the window. I have no interest in NFL. You throw
It's boring.
And yes, I 100% agree. You throw college in there, that I could watch college football all day long. But I think more or less than anything, it is more of the passion for your team and the camaraderie. But me personally, even though I see issues left and right with baseball and how it's run, the rules changing, different things, you tweak baseball a little bit more, it gets back up where it belongs.
Tweak or twerk?
No, we don't need to twerk because Carly B and what's her name did enough of that at the Grammys.
Gotcha. Too much whopping.
Too much whopping. But you switch a couple things, and they're right back where they belong.
Absolutely. Baseball is never going to go away.
Mm.
The love, the people, the passion, it is what it is, and I love it. The world needs to understand, honestly.
So
Come on to a game.
So we're hillbillies, and the camera's rocking pretty low. I'm going to ask you, number one all-time favorite Astros player. And why?
I'm going to say Jeff Bagwell.
Oh, the Portnoy.
Yes.
Dave, you hear us? We're giving you
Come
another
on,
drop
Portnoy. We can get Bagwell on the show. I've got connections. I got pictures. He sent me stuff. I got my man Bagwell. Maybe it's a connection. I've got a lot of connection with the Astros.
Right.
Bagwell's the man.
Yeah.
I always have been. I enjoyed him as a ball player. I enjoyed his stance. So does Portnoy. It's been a great thing for Bonin, for hitting homers.
Yes.
You name it.
The funny thing is, Portnoy's sex tape gets released, and you think it's going to be a tragic downfall of Barstool. Just goes up. That just shows you that any media coverage, any publicity is good publicity.
Well, that's what I tell my wife, but she does not agree.
We're not Dave Portnoy. We're a bunch of hillbillies. Again, hillbilly is kind of my word.
It's a good word.
We're sitting in a little room with.
But we got health insurance and dental insurance, and we're pretty good hillbillies.
Anyway,
we don't live in a trailer.
But Bagwell's your guy.
Bagwell's my man. The man played through injuries. The man played first, but he couldn't throw.
Yeah.
Somehow he managed to get through it, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Love the dude. Personally, love the dude.
Love it.
What about you?
Man, the Ranger.
Favorite Ranger all time, and it better not be
Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton.
He did so much. You hear that?
Yes, I heard the Asian talk.
You're from Arkansas. You don't even have a baseball team, so just chill. Yeah,
minor leagues.
Yeah, minor. He doesn't have a real team. That's fake. That's fake life.
Yeah, injury rehab.
I think Hamilton did so much for the Rangers.
He did.
And without Hamilton, we're never going where we're going. But for me, the heart and soul of the Texas Rangers was Michael Young.
Give you that.
He all he wanted to ever do was be a Ranger. He moved positions, and he was clutch. You go to those World Series games, and he had some clutch hits. But the day that he was released, traded, whatever it was, because that was a while back, because he played 1 year with someone else. That was the day my heart in baseball. It kind of hurt a little bit because I was like, this is the Rangers, and he is gone. You can talk about your Hamiltons. You can talk about Nelly Cruz, how much he did, because he was a big part of those teams.
He's a twin now.
He's a twin now. But that lineup was just so amazing. And, Elvis, who just left, he's an Athletic now, so that's great. He's in the same division. But, yeah, Michael Young is Texas Ranger baseball, and that day it was I'll never forget it. I mean, I was a Kinsler. Kinsler was probably my favorite player.
Not even Nolan Ryan?
Nolan Ryan.
The playing years,
So Nolan Ryan.
Executive years?
Nolan Ryan's with me playing. I was a little younger and didn't get to see. I mean, I obviously have watched the highlights, but Kinsler was like the guy that I could really kind of like, this is my dude. But everyone as a Ranger fan knew Michael Young was Texas Ranger baseball.
Good dude. He was a good dude, too. I heard on and off the field. Never got to meet him.
Yeah, so baseball is for a love of the game, and it's it is where it is, and I hope that they can figure out what they need to do to switch it.
We'll go all day on that, but we're good, man. So, but yeah, you want to go back to Springer for a quick second?
Yeah, you got the Springer talking for 3 minutes because that's all we got.
All right, we'll make it fast. I wish him luck. The man did nothing wrong. We didn't come through with the contract. He expressed interest, wants to move back closer to home. I don't think Canada's home, but enjoy your taxes. I can't wait to strike you out when you come into town. But I wish him luck. Good dude, nice guy, and Astros are still going to win the West without him.
There you go. Well, good luck to you before the actual season starts. I hope we both do well.
We're going to go catch a game.
Something
I'm working on with some of our listeners, guys. Listen up, okay? You want to go to a game with Roach and I? Follow. There will be a Contest later on. Little drawing, little fun. I need everybody to come on out. Baseball game with Keith and Roach is the way to go.
That being said, speaking of a contest, we have a free bottle of 9-band whiskey that's going out to one of our listeners. We have pulled the name out of the hat already. That being said, the winner is John Blackman. He is the winner of the bottle of 9-band whiskey. So, John, thank you for subscribing and following us. We have a couple minutes left. That being said, we will do this game where it is me and Keith have to drink. If we don't want to answer the question, it's going to get a little personal. So I'm going to ask the first question. Keith Smith.
Josh Roach.
Who was the first woman you were in love with?
Sarah Wynn Smith. Sarah Wynn Moeller.
That was awesome.
My wife is the first woman I fell in love with.
That's so romantic.
It's very, very simple.
That's great.
Very, very simple.
All right, it's on you.
Yes. My God, this could go so many directions. I was not ready for this. Josh Roach. Who's your favorite parent, mom or dad?
Ooh. I love them equally, so I will drink.
But you gave me an answer. You just want to drink.
Mm-hmm. That's number 3.
All right, let's hear it.
Best friend.
You already know this. Brandon Schumacher.
Oh, Shoe. I can't wait. I can't wait to have Shoe in.
Josh Roach, close second.
I'll take that. Hey,
despite the years, Josh Roach, close second. My buddy Shoe.
I'll take a silver medal as long as we're not watching Ricky Bobby first to last. But everything else, I'm watching.
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
My dogs have made an appearance in the
That's
last
all right.
minute.
They're cute. They're cute. All right, your turn. Let's see. You got a question. First girl.
Oh, man.
Ready? You ever touch the hoo-ha? You better drink. You better drink.
That could go negative in so many ways.
Yeah, we're going to leave that one at that, but I expected a drink. So,
hey, guys.
Looks like we're on our way out.
Yeah, we're on our way out. Aaron doesn't know how to run a business around here. That being said, thank you for listening to episode number 1. This is Bar Top Banter. We have a very important message for everyone. We are animal lovers. My wife, she works in the animal industry. That being said, have your dog and cat spayed and neutered, and we will see you for episode 2 next week.
I disagree on the spay or neuter. I'm not a Bob Barker fan. You better tip your bartenders and servers and don't be a douche.
Tip your bartender service. Take care of them. I'm Josh. This is Keith. Aaron doesn't know how to run a camera. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Later, Tater.
Bar Top Banter out.
Good job, dude.
No.
We're 20 minutes short.
No, actually, we actually got 43 minutes worth.
Okay, good.
I ended up.
Is that a good start?
As it was going, I went ahead to start recording on my phone too while I changed the battery.
Okay.
So we didn't miss anything, basically.
So how much is the new battery?
Well, I have like 6 batteries for shooting in the highest
Well,
quality.
your battery sucks.
Well, for this camera, it does.
How much does it cost? Because so we can have so we have a battery that works.
No, the thing is, the batteries for these cameras suck already.
Okay.
So it wouldn't change.
But you have 6 though right now, right?
I have 6, yeah.
But you went through them all, right?
No. So I couldn't fit this. This is my extender battery. It won't fit on this.
Okay, so how much for a battery that will last at least an hour?
They don't do that. They're all the same batteries.
Okay, so how much for another battery so you have 2 that fit in there?
You only fit 1 in there.
I'm saying the battery is dying. You're going to your phone.
Yeah.
But then you can switch it in. Like, how much does that cost? Because at the end of the day, you could use 1 battery and say it dies at 38 minutes. We can stop, do the next 15 minutes, and you have another battery. But how much would that cost? Am I making sense?
No.
Ricky wants to know what does it take to make sure we get it.
Yeah, like, so your battery right now, let's say it lasts 35 minutes. At 35 minutes, your battery's dying, right? We can stop.
Okay.
And then you have another battery that you can put in that works, and we go again. How much for a battery, another battery makes it?
To die? Or are you trying to buy a new battery?
I'm trying to buy a battery so that, like, we can do the full hour.
Okay, well, that's what I was saying. They don't make batteries that last a full hour.
So you need another battery.
I have plenty of batteries. It's just we have to switch them as we go.
Well, okay, gotcha. I think next time we just say, we just pause it, and then we can start it like right where we dropped off.
Yeah, it wouldn't have an issue if I put this on, but I need to buy a mount for this.
Okay, gotcha.
That's all. So, because this fits 2 batteries.
Well, let us know how much the mount costs. We'll buy it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like a couple bucks. I can pay for that.
Motherfucker.
It just
You're doing a lot
You're,
right now.
you're like we're talking. We're basically the
If it
talent.
wasn't for you-
We're the talent. You're Phil Jackson. You're making sure everything is close.
You're
You're
coach.